we have the 2020 LEGO Star Wars AT-AT here, set 75288 with 1,267 pieces, ages 10 plus. As you can tell, it was part of the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back. A little bit old now, but definitely one that is really cool. And if you don't have an AT-AT, it is worth picking up, which is exactly what I did here. So yeah, nice box art. We got the Lego Darth Vader up at the top. You can't quite see it. Here we go. And a very snowy battle scene. Very cool. It comes with 6 minifigures and it is quite a set, let me just say. So let's get right into it. All right, so as you can tell, this is a tall set. It's very cool. There's lots to talk about, but let's get into the minifigures first. First up for minifigures, we get General Veers, which has a super fantastic helmet. Very, very accurate. Definitely the most accurate helmet we've gotten for this character so far. He's holding a pair of binoculars and has some of his armor with his officer rank in the corner there. And I believe he is double-sided. He's got a happier face and a more stern face. Both very, very good, and this figure looks awesome. Wish there was some sort of detailing on the pants, but they were pretty plain in the movie. So I really like that sand blue shade on top of the gray. I think it looks really super nice. So General Veers, awesome minifigure. We do get 2 AT-AT pilots, which is accurate for the cockpit. Again, in the same sand blue with a lighter gray. Nice, very cool helmet design. Good printing for the Imperial logos there. Nice printing on the pack there in the center. And then you can see a little bit on the back. There is large space for the head. I wish they would correct that in some way, but these two guys do have different faces, which I do appreciate. I think that's really cool. I really like when they give these guys individual faces because it reminds me that, you know, during the Imperial reign, they weren't clothes, so. We also get Luke Skywalker. He comes with a thermal detonator and his lightsaber. He is double-sided face printed, so he's got his goggles on one side and then them raised on the other. And he is not a new figure, a really great one to get nonetheless. Very detailed, tons of printing, especially in that groin piece. Is really, really cool to see that carried down through the legs. But you can see a little bit of the strap on the back. Still an awesome figure, even though he has come out in a couple sets at this point. But very, very cool nonetheless. And then we get 2 snow troopers, and again, they look fantastic. The gray glove, or the tan gloves, kind of throw me off a little bit, but that might be more accurate. I like the little printed skirts there. I, of course, would have preferred actual skirt pieces, but that's just fine. It's this way they can sit inside the AT-AT. Good armor on both of them. You can see the backs there. And then again, we have different faces. As you can tell, one is a newbie and one is a seasoned veteran. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I thought that it was relatively funny. And of course, the snow trooper masks are the best that they have ever been. They look really, really good. So those are all your minifigures. We do also get a nice sized little speeder bike here, colored for the Hoth terrain, which is not too bad. And it has a really fun little storage section, which I'll show you in a bit, but you can fit a minifigure there. Can't reach the pedals, of course, but they are included. And then I believe this is called an E-Web blaster. It is built kind of interestingly, pretty sturdy, not too bad. They have made E11 or E-Web blasters in the past, and I actually prefer this design because we don't have any legs that like collapse down like you usually do with like, I think they use antenna pieces or something similar. And I'm just not as big of a fan, but I think this one looks really, really nice. Good looking kind of machine gun-esque gun, which also has a storage spot. All right, and so checking out just the AT-AT, you can tell how large this is in comparison to a minifigure. I think it's a good scale. It's definitely, you know, a big set, so you'll want to have room for it. But I think that overall it does really well. We're going to get the UCS AT-AT here, I believe next year, so you might not care to pick this up, but I won't be going for the UCS AT-AT, so this one, this play scale set is like perfect for me. So just choose wisely. Of course, it does have articulated legs. You can bend them in whatever way you please. Now they're not the sturdiest. If you mess with them too much, they kind of will lose their balance a little bit. It's nothing too bad, but you can obviously pose it how you want. There's Luke's little gun there, which I'll show you. It does have a feature as well. But just taking a closer look here at this AT-AT, we have a really nice headpiece with this plastic tubing here. Basically, it does allow the AT-AT to turn its head. And there is a little spring back to it, as you can tell, but pretty cool nonetheless. There's a front look at the cockpit there, totally closed up. And then underneath you have 2 stud shooters, which I think are really well hidden if you don't want to use them. And you have to pretty purposely press underneath there to get to them. So I do appreciate that. And then we have the realistic looking blasters on all 4 sides. This little black section here gives the illusion of a visor where the pilots are looking out of. And then we have the body, and it's pretty big. There's a couple of really cool features in this, which I'll show you. First off, the doors come up on both sides. We have 3 chairs right there, and it does lift up on this Technic mechanism here, which works really well. You can actually lift the doors all the way up. You can fold them on top if you'd like, to a degree, or you can give them kind of a platform. I really like that. I think that's super, super cool. So you can kind of display it however you want, and they just fold back in there. On the other side here, we have the same thing with 2 more chairs, plus this is storage for the E11 blaster, or E-Web rifle, whatever it's called. Hopefully you can see in there, but it just hooks in on the bottom, and it stays nice and convenient for the stormtroopers. You can set your troopers inside, like so, and it's really pretty cool. I think it looks really nice in there, quite roomy, quite spacious, and I really like the attention to detail with these colored chairs. I think they look really, really nice. And here's the detailing towards the back. I think it looks pretty good. Another fun feature we have is if you lift this panel up and pull this panel down, we have a section for the speeder bike to slide into. You just kind of line it up and it will feed itself in there, which is accurate to how AT-ATs carry their speeder bikes. I believe there's 1 or 2 in every AT-AT, so it's really cool. Not sure how they get down, if it just kind of falls and then they go, but I think it's really cool that it provides a space to store it. I think that looks really, really nice, honestly. And then you can just close that back up. There is a little bit of gappage around here, but it's definitely better than it has been in past years. I'm not complaining too much about that, honestly. And then if you want to see the speeder from inside, it's nicely stored between the seats. It looks really, really good in my opinion. And then of course we have Luke's little blaster here, which he can hold on to. Of course, I love that aspect. I've always really liked this in the Lego version. I thought it's been really cool. He can hold on, and actually, if you look in this panel here, there is a little cog, and if you turn it, he can go up and down. So if you don't want to display Luke on this AT-AT, you can actually totally take the gun all the way up and into the belly of the AT-AT without Luke attached. So you don't actually have to see it. There is another fun feature since he does come with a thermal detonator. Up in here on the inside of the AT-AT, there is a very small hatch which you can throw the detonator into. I like that play feature. It's really hard to access, to be honest, but I really like that they did include that just for accuracy. I think that's really nice. I think Luke dangles pretty well. These couple Technic pins are a little bit unsightly. I wish they could have covered them up because they aren't gray, of course, but it's not the world's worst thing ever. And then here on the inside, we have room for 3 people, which is just perfect. This is the very first AT-AT that has allowed 3 people inside. It's usually just 2 pilots or 1 pilot in previous versions. And this time we can actually fit viewers. You can see a couple of different screens as well. So let's put them in. As you can tell, it is a relatively tight squeeze. These guys are bumped right up in the corners there, and I think it even spreads out the sides just a little bit. They have a bit of movement, I guess, just so that they're a little bit flexible. Super, super tight cab, but if you wanted to make the head accurate to the body size, this is just how it has to be. So I do applaud Lego for getting all 3 of these guys to fit in because that is accurate. And then you just close the little hatch on them, and it looks really, really good overall. So that's basically it. I love that it comes with 2 AT-AT pilots, 2 snowtroopers, Luke Skywalker, General Veers. It's literally all the minifigures you could possibly ask for, plus the little snow speeder that you have that's hidden up in the trunk, as well as the E-Web blaster is really, really cool. So I love, of course, this feature. This has always been included, and it's a great model. It really is. So if you don't have the AT-AT, I recommend picking up this version before it goes away. I do believe it will be retiring soon because we do have that UCS set coming. If you prefer the more accurate looking one, wait for that. It's just $800. So I'm not going to pick it up. But overall, I think this is a great model. after having it, I can't believe I waited this long to get an AT-AT in Lego form, but I am very happy and not disappointed at all. So anyways, guys, I do hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.